I'm sorry. What is it that you sent me in the Discord? The full context of Taylor Morgan's Valorant match? Who are these people? Who's Taylor Morgan? I'm so confused. What?
Hey world, what's good? It's your boy L.
Oh, she went viral on Twitter for getting harassed in Valorant. Is there supposed to be more context to this? How Twitter viral did she get?
G, and we are back
Oh,
with
she's actually a big content creator. 134,000 followers on Instagram.
a quick little update. So on my last live stream, the Emperor's Court live stream, I talked about the situation with Taylor Morgan, right? And
Who is this guy to Taylor Morgan? I don't understand. Is he like, was he in the match?
whole Valorant thing, for those who don't know what I'm talking
I
about.
have no idea.
Where she went into this clip right here. All right, let me go over here and we'll show you what I'm talking about. This clip, right, where she talked about somebody begging for her IP ban, right, essentially, and she got AFK and all that stuff, right, and then she even goes to
I have never made a more desperate plea that what I'm going to say right now at Riot Games Riot Support, I need you guys to fucking do something. I am an incredibly strong person. I've been streaming for a very, very long time, but absolutely nothing prepares you for someone.
Are you saying yabba? You are literally just fucking all talk, bro.
Oh, be honest with me.
My ult's ready.
Do you know what rape feels like?
No, I don't actually.
Well, do you want to know?
Are you saying you're gonna rape me?
Toxins going up.
You're saying? You're gonna rape me?
You're going on the right path for it.
Is that what you're saying?
Toxins going up.
It's not rape if I like it. Is it now?
I don't understand what's she getting criticized for. What's the defense here?
Hectic. Oh,
Suspensions are not enough. Nothing will ever stop these men from acting this way until hardware bans go into play. They should never be able to play this game again. I know you hear us. I know you see us. If this goes unpunished, I'm taking this as an active act from you. Don't give a single fuck about any of the women and minorities play this game. I don't know what minorities have to do with it, but okay. I will rally to boycott. Then she got it. Okay, yeah. I mean, like, I don't really know what the defense is from other people. What's the Yeah, I mean, I agree with her. I understand the person might have been joking, but like, there's a line that needs to be drawn when it comes to jokes. So, yeah, it's not a good joke.
goes to their names or whatever, right? Cool. So one of the things that I asked for, and I was sitting there looking at,
What's the possible defense for this? I mean, listen, again, I'm an edgy person, so I understand people might want to be like, "Oh, it's just jokes," blah, blah, blah. But that's an insane joke. Like, that's an uncomfortable joke that removes part of a player base. It makes them very uncomfortable. Like, you shouldn't be making those types of jokes. It's not like somebody made an offhanded like joke like that vaguely. They specifically said like, oh, they made a. I mean, I wouldn't call it a threat because I doubt that he meant it, but it's like, that's gross. That's like super uncomfortable, and it's a joke specifically because she's a girl, probably, right? Like, I mean, you could make a joke about doing that to a guy. But usually that type of stuff is more goes from guys to girls. That's more of like, I would say that's a little bit more of like, I don't know, like undertone insult or trolling because she's a woman. It's not like a general one. I get you could say like, oh, I'm gonna rape you to a guy, but I feel like he wouldn't have said that if I was a guy, honestly. But okay, yeah, I feel like it makes sense to want to ban those people.
that was the context of the clip, right?
Mute/report seems to like a deflect to the situation. Well, I mean, you can mute and report, and you should do those things. But like at the end of the day, like, listen, I'm somebody that's like very edgy and would say some pretty edgy shit when I would play video games, and I've gotten banned a lot, and I think I deserved it. Like, you make an uncomfortable atmosphere to say like, usually there are people who enjoy the aspect of the game of being able to talk to their teammates, and then it's annoying when you come in and somebody says something offensive to you. Like super offensive to you, and then everybody's just like, "Oh, we'll just mute them. It's not a big deal." That's the toxic gaming culture that keeps people away from playing that game. So,
Right. So what we're gonna do,
but maybe,
and the reason why I asked for context is because what happens is when these things get reported, that's what's gonna happen, right?
I guess the only context is if she says something like equally as offensive beforehand. I don't know.
A lot of people do not understand that when this stuff gets reported, part of the process is to look at the full video for context. You understand what I'm saying?
Sure.
that's what's going to happen. That's what any respectable person is going to do. They're not just going to take the 40-second clip that she linked and, you know, and just take it and run with it. You know what I
I
mean?
feel like that was a pretty convincing clip, though.
They're going to look at everything in between. Okay. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to look at this. And I wanted to do this really quick because, like I said, while it's fresh on my mind to do. All right. So let's try it.
So long. Yeah, COD's not been very good either. Yeah, like a full breakdown because it was like just so frustrating. I'm from Narnia. Yeah, that'd be cool. How did you go in Prem? Yeah.
Okay. So she
This
wins
guy-
that.
Okay.
Yeah, I know it's really only up for here. So.
So she's playing. What is she?
So, like, I know it's kind of only really up from here. So, this guy. Yeah, I know it's really only up.
Okay.
for
She
here.
queues up.
Okay.
We lost this game, and there are so many ones just like this. Like, you have a coach. I do have a coach. He's really good. I the other night.
She's
People were saying since she unmuted him after he was already being weird, she was asking for it. She also said she'd do it for the content, I think. I'll send that tweet. Okay, yeah, send that.
He's sports player.
Down, and I just called him and I said, I'm done. I'm quitting Valorant. I'm not playing this anymore. I want to quit my job. I want to get a normal job. I'm done with this. I cannot do this anymore. And he was like,
Dude, I'm going like the wrong way. I'm getting pissed off at myself.
yeah, it's just like, it's so frustrating to put an immense amount of work into something and like see no results for it, if that makes sense. Like, I swear I work harder in this game than literally anybody else I know. And it gets really
This is so silly seeing someone say they work hard at a game, but I get it.
frustrating to have like throwers, DCs, people smurfing on the other team,
Yeah, true.
cheaters. Like, it's just like, what do you even do at that point? You know?
Okay, but how long have you been playing Valorant, baby? That's what I want to know. Okay, you got a big following, 48.5K. That's cool. That's good. What's up?
It's really frustrating.
I mean, I get it. That's frustrating for like any game. Those are things that are frustrating for literally any competitive game. Like, all those things make perfect sense. Like, it's a reason why I stopped playing League. I was never particularly good at it, but there's a lot of people that are inting and throwing, and then there's like Smurfs, and it ruins the experience. It's just like, how do you really root that out? It's very difficult for them to do. So I understand that.
I mean, I get the point.
It's not the losing that is breaking my mental. It is like this is what I was trying to explain to my coach. It's like the lack of.
So you're playing, and also she's playing. Now, notice she's playing competitive. Okay, so I want y'all to know this.
Okay.
She's playing a competitive game.
Like, it's not fair. Like, I've seen some people hit Immortal who, in my opinion, I play better than. And I know that sounds really bad to say, but like, I feel like I put a lot of work into it and things like that. And I feel like.
Well, it doesn't mean that you're better than them. Just because you put more work into it, they might just be naturally better. And also, they might do different. They might not be as good with as you as shooting, for instance. But it's a team game still, so they're different. It's not just about like the micro game where it's like, okay, can I kill somebody? It's also about the macro game of you being able to be aware of different people's movements and positions, et cetera, et cetera. So.
There's skills that they haven't had that even I don't have, and yet they've hit Immortal, and it really frustrates me because.
Yeah, it sounds like she's coping a little bit, but you know, that's fine. But I don't care about that as much as the clip, the context
That's something
of
I'm
this
really
clip.
working towards, and because they play with certain people or they get really lucky in lobbies and things like that. Like, meanwhile, I'm fighting like throwers, DCs, no commas, etc., etc.
I feel like you can't get that lucky. You might be playing with certain people. That makes sense. But
the odds are like really stacked against him. So.
I mean, I can't. The law of averages. There's no way that like you're getting that unlucky that often. You know what I mean?
But at the same time, that's part of the game. Your mental is a part of this.
Sure.
And she's one of those. Lord have mercy.
What does that have to do with like somebody saying that they're gonna rape her?
You're already coming in emotional, right? You're already that's problem number one. You're already
Yeah, I feel like this is a lot of people coming emotional like that. Most people complain about the same shit all the time, especially even pro players.
coming in this emotional already.
Okay.
Also play any.
It's like that. Like, meanwhile,
here we
I'm
go.
fighting like throwers, DCs, no commas, etc., etc. I'm like, the odds are like really stacked against him. So.
Also play any.
Oh, no commerce. So they're not using their communication, their comms during the game in a competitive match, which you kind of need to do, I imagine. Okay.
Here we go.
Fuck is breathing so hard?
This is where it starts, y'all.
Is this guy just being a toxic, annoying asshole?
So right there, off the bat, right? That off the bat, for me personally, that's kind of you've already getting into I should mute this person because this person's already full of shit.
Okay, sure.
That's just me, all right? Okay, let's continue.
No one can hold their
Hi
This
guys.
guy's so fucking annoying.
Okay, so she mutes him.
I know.
Then she mutes him and then unmutes. Okay.
Well, she was just complaining about wanting to be able to use team comms, so maybe she's just hoping he's not going to be an annoying, toxic troll. But again, that's one of her things as a competitive player is wanting to use comms. So it kind of does make sense that she would unmute the guy, because it sounds like to her, and it makes sense, communication is a very big part of the competitive game. So she would want to mute the guy. It makes sense to me.
Oh, good golly jeepers. This isn't very cool. What did I just come back to? What do you think you just came back to? I can tell this game can really break your mental. It's really hard when you put so much effort into something and just see no results. I think that's like the biggest takeaway. They have no.
But it's a competitive game. That's the problem. This is a competitive game.
Sure.
It's a competitive game, baby. There's people like that everywhere. The world isn't all sunshine and rainbows.
Did I just hear?
Sure, I guess. But you could still reduce the amount. Like she is coping a little bit about like why she's a lower rank than she feels she should be, but it doesn't justify the clip so far.
I really want to speak though. I don't really feel comfortable talking right now.
So she says, I don't feel
Yeah, she hoped incorrectly. True.
comfortable talking. Okay, so she shouldn't talk, or at least not comms in game.
Okay, well she should still be able to talk.
The thing is, I want to call a split A here, but I'm scared to call it.
Okay.
Type it in.
Hey, do we want to do a split A here?
Oh, for fuck's sake! It's a fucking asking question.
Yep, that's a mute. I'm sorry. That's a mute.
Yeah, I mean that's just like not generally acceptable behavior. I would say. Like I would understand why she would want that person to be banned. This is annoying.
Okay, so she did the right thing and muted.
Okay.
Cool. So I will not be speaking for the rest of the game.
And she's already in a bad mental state as it is, so.
Okay. I guess.
Okay.
That sucks.
Yeah, and
I mean, I'll unmute him for content because I kind of think this game is lost, but
What does that mean? I'll unmute him for content. That seems like that does seem like kind of a stupid thing to do. To say I'm going to unmute the guy for content. I mean, that's not particularly intelligent, I'd say. But okay.
Last player standing. Spike down.
so why did she unmute him? That's the problem.
Guys? What happened?
Damn.
Oh, I got a cape.
That was horrible.
Good B split. Must recommend.
Okay.
Wait, Aries. Hey.
Hold on, guys, come here yet. We gotta do the YouTube intro.
We're staying still, bro.
Yeah, come here, we gotta do the YouTube intro. Come over here.
Through the
What is the YouTube intro, man? This is.
calm, I see. Through the storm, I fight.
You're gonna record a tactic.
Yeah, that's the fucking...
Why she goes with him like an idiot.
Okay.
And she's doing, whoa,
Yes,
she's so
come on in
bad.
there.
And she's,
Last player standing.
girl, finish this game.
I'm playing video games.
Yeah. Oh man, that sucks. And we just won a game as well.
that's fucking crazy.
That sucks.
Okay.
Like we literally just won a game. Like, get out of your head. I'm not mad. I'm okay. I just let him figure out. I'll keep him unmuted just for the content, but like, yeah, it's.
But why would you even keep him unmuted? Just mute him and go.
Well, here's the thing, right? I think that I understand. Okay, so I'm understanding. Okay. She probably should have kept him muted, but it's not like he made an edgy joke. Well, he did. But I mean, he took it to a point where he's talking about raping her. It's not like he was just being obnoxious. He gets to a point where he starts talking about like legitimately assaulting her, and like I don't think he's actually going to do it. But like my point is don't you think that might be over the line a little bit? To be like, yeah, you probably should. Like if you're just like, yeah, you know what, you probably should have muted. I don't care that much, but like it's still fucked up what he did. Okay, I think that's how I feel about it. I'm not really that personally fucking offended by this. I don't care that much. I'm not trying to be an asshole. But I mean, it makes total sense why she would advocate for some kind of ban for the guy. Like he's pushing it pretty far over the line there. So,
See, that's the problem.
That's
though.
so annoying. So I want to call plays, and I want to like help enable my team because I feel like I have some really good ways to counter these guys because
Okay.
they have no initiator. But I think we're just kind of.
You're just gonna have to deal with it, baby. Just
and I'll say like, if you're somebody that's trying to push competitively, wouldn't you also want to advocate against like obnoxious people that have a negative impact on your game? Because I also understand that part too. Like you'd want to be like, yeah, I don't really want these types of people in my game. You know, they're probably annoying as shit, and they don't have a positive impact. Like they get into people's heads, and they just don't have the right aura for wanting to push competitively. Especially if it seems like she's pretty high up there when it comes to like competitive play. So
I don't know. I just don't love this.
All right, guys, on the prayer.
I don't love this.
Three down. Toxins going up.
Spike down A.
okay.
So that A side right now.
Down.
Should have shot. Why didn't you shoot that? Oh, you got it.
Last player standing.
Okay, got a kill.
Are you fucking baiting Viper or what? What's going on here? Wow. Wait, gotta get my op. Okay.
Okay.
I mean,
They win that round? They won that round, right?
Sage is the only one that have comms, or
Shit, this.
what's the go here?
Okay. Are you fucking baiting Viper or what?
Yeah.
What's going on here? Wow. Wait, gotta get my op.
Was she actually baiting the guy, or
Okay.
tactical bait, baby? You know what I'm saying?
I mean, even fucking
Okay.
Sage is the only one that have comms, or what's the go here?
Nah, that sounded about right.
Hey, Aspects.
Fucking shut up, Sage. You're scaring off the women.
Yeah.
Well, thank fuck for that. I'm in the mid.
Okay.
Dude, this guy is such a dickhead.
Hold on, give me spike. I'm going mid.
Hey, Rog.
my way.
Yes, you did, Aspect.
And she decides to talk with him.
Okay, I don't understand how any of this justifies him saying he's gonna rape her. I don't really understand. People online do too much, man. You're so like terminal brained. I feel like maybe in some of these people's defenses, they're like super fucking like woke fatigued. So they're just like they don't care as much. But I feel like that's way over an acceptable line of trolling. That's just my opinion.
Okay, so she's doing her own thing here. Like,
Maybe she deserves it because she's not playing World of Warcraft.
Come on, guys. You just gonna not trade off me? Yeah, lit. Nice one, Jet.
damn, she got
Good
flashed.
one, KO.
I'm surprised she didn't even.
That's content, baby.
There's two on B side.
Okay.
Wait, have we played with? Have we played with?
I mean, her trying to talk to him. It sounds like she's trying to talk in a specific context of winning the game. No, like isn't that like hasn't she been consistent about how she wants to be able to talk to her team to no
You before
to be able to make plays?
I'm not talking to this guy.
Viper, have I played with you before?
A good shot.
Last player
Oh, she got
standing.
shot in the back. She should have just ran
I
off.
think
Well, I fucking hope not.
I think I have.
Ooh, that's a nice fucking.
I think I played a
Let's see if this guy needs it.
One enemy remaining.
Oh, damn.
Watch out on your left.
How the games? I want you to listen to this guy, and I want you to tell me how the games are going. Hey, gaming, bro. This guy is an asshole. This guy's an absolute asshole. Like, I'm literally the only reason I have him unmuted. The only reason I have him unmuted is for content. Like, just oh my god.
I don't know what like for content means. You know, that's your best argument for the
Sorry?
content.
What did you say?
He said he's gonna have his way with you.
Content. Gaming, bro. This guy is an asshole. This guy's an absolute asshole. Like, I'm literally the only reason I have him unmuted. The only reason I have him unmuted is for content.
I mean, that's gonna be your best argument. It's like you know he's an asshole, so why do you have him unmuted? You know, especially, or excuse me, not even he's an asshole. You keep saying it's just gonna be for content. So if that's the case, I mean, you kind of got what you wanted. I mean, that's where I would come from more than anything else. But
Like, just
still over the line. You shouldn't be doing that. She shouldn't have to mute somebody just because they're being an asshole. You know.
Oh my
Have my
god.
way with you.
Again, especially since this is like a competitive team game.
Yeah.
Sorry? What did you say?
He said he's gonna have his way with you.
No, that's a 6-3 my way.
With you. Fuck calling me a liar.
He was just being an ass at this point, but like, and she's feeding right into it.
I guess so.
2 double doors.
There's probably a level of truth to that. Like she's feeding into it. I mean, if she's saying she wants to do the content, then she's gonna feed into it for the content. No, like that is the implication there. But
Does this story have an end or what's the go here?
That's a good shot.
Nice shot, Viper.
Damn, caught reloading.
I love
Sage,
this
can we
game,
please
bro.
get you to do something, please?
I love this
Just
game.
that lead. Can I get a red?
I'm
Can't
taking all
even
this
do that,
stuff.
can you?
Shot there.
How to make that money, baby.
I hate this game, bro.
It's not ready apparently.
Fucking useless cunt.
Okay. I think Australian people call everybody cunts. Just to be fair, I don't think it's a gendered term for them.
Okay.
I don't mute. No, okay, I'm on mute for the content, I guess, but like.
Oh shit! I should
Just mute them. Like that's the part that gets me with this. You should have muted them already. That's what's pissing me off about this, right?
I'm needing this. I need that
She
so bad.
could have muted them. Like she's mentioned it 4 times at least. That is for content. Like, bro, come on.
Yeah, I mean, some people are gonna construe it out of it that like she wants this interaction so she can make content out of it. So you do have that argument if you wanted to.
No.
Actually.
I still don't think it's justifiable what he's saying. You know, like I think that there's another aspect. Is like there's a difference between her keeping him going versus like actively egging him on in a way that would in a way where she's trolling him and then he's trolling her back and then he has like a response, like an intense response. That's not what he's doing. That's not what she's doing. She's just keeping him muted for the content. It'd be different if she was constantly like egging him on in a way where that would like invite escalation. That would be a totally different situation.
101, killing, please.
There we go. 2-2.
Last player standing.
Going down.
One
One
enemy
over.
remaining. Spike down.
Damn.
You just fucking lied to me. Straight to me face. Like, what's going on here?
Did she lie to him or is he just being stupid?
I just thought you were so good at this game that I thought you'd be able to tell, but that was my mistake.
Yeah,
Sorry.
anyway.
Oh, okay. Now she's starting to egg him on a little bit. After the first assault joke, she's egging him on a little bit. I don't know how I feel as we go on here. You know, I'm getting more and more. I'm caring less and less about what's going on here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, anyway.
It's okay. You can.
Just scrape me in the fucking ears, woman.
You were so good at this game that I thought you'd be able to tell, but that was my mistake.
Straight to me face. Like, what's going on here?
Okay.
I just thought you were so good at this game that I thought you'd be able to tell, but that was my mistake.
Yeah,
Sorry.
anyway. Yeah,
So she started
anyway.
talking shit to him.
It's
Yeah.
okay. You can.
Just scrape me in the fucking ears, woman.
Yeah, it's okay. Aimlabs is free.
What?
Viper, don't worry about this. Kid.
What the hell's Aim Labs? Is that like a hack or something?
Give me a Snapchat.
What the fuck?
I think I'd rather slam my tongue in a powder.
Damn.
Yeah.
Oh,
we'll
so
do
she
it.
started. So she started talking shit back. Like, so she started. Bro, if this is for content,
Yeah, so far that one's not as bad as I'm gonna rape you. Let's just be clear. But yes, she seems like she's giving it back a little bit. Sure. I'm
on,
scared,
baby.
bitch.
come on now. See, this is exactly what I thought was gonna happen. Nah, see, nah.
I'd rather do
Nah,
that.
I'm
girl.
okay. Once push
Tell us where you
grenade,
pissed from.
I think I'd. Yeah, it's okay. Aimlabs is free.
Is Aim Labs like a cheat or something?
What?
Viper, don't worry about this. Kid. Just give me a Snapchat.
Okay. It's got to be annoying as a woman to just constantly have somebody ask for your Snapchat. But as a man, I wish they would.
I
Okay.
think I'd rather slam my
Oh,
tongue
Aim Labs is for practice? Okay.
in a powder.
Yeah, we'll do it, cunt.
I'd rather do
Nah,
that.
I'm
girl.
okay. Once push
Tell us where you
grenade,
pissed from.
Tell us where you
He's
pissed
got me killed for
from.
talking.
do you ever shut up?
See, now,
You can find the
God.
gateways, fuck.
You are actually like a
Spike
full-time
down,
yapper.
B.
Like, are you still?
Damn, a yappa. I heard them say that in Bluey once.
What are you
so
saying?
she started
you woman?
going.
Yapper. You are literally just fucking all talk, bro.
Oh, be honest with me.
My ult's ready.
Okay.
You know what rape feels like?
Damn.
Okay.
No, I don't actually.
Well, do you want to know?
Are you saying you're gonna rape me?
Because you're heading on the right path right now.
Are you saying you're gonna rape
Oh
me?
my lord.
You're going on the right path for it.
Is that what you're saying?
Toxins going up.
It's not rape if I like it.
Okay.
So,
Listen, man, there really doesn't have to be a huge debate about what's going on here. Okay? It's never going to be unacceptable to the degree that he escalated it in is definitely like massively disproportionate and like never going to be appropriate. You can still though be like, hey, you know, I feel like she should have kept him muted. It's fine to be like that. I don't really feel that bad for her. That's what I'll say. I don't really feel super bad for her because, like, yeah, you should have probably, you know, you were giving it back to him. Yada yada yada. It's still unfair to her more than anything else. And he definitely escalated it really hard, hoping that she would have the reaction of like he wanted to bother her. Like that's obviously the whole point of trying to do something like escalating to that degree. So yeah, that's kind of how I feel. Like, yeah, he shouldn't have went that far. Like, if I was Riot, I would want that person banned. Like that's not just some trash talk. I mean, that's like that gets into like an incredibly disproportionate category. So from a business perspective, I'd be like, yeah, you guys should probably ban her. If I was a player of Valorant, would I quit the game and boycott over that? No, not really. I don't give that much of a shit. But like, you know, she's fine and justifiable for calling and asking for a ban. Yeah. Okay.
So you started this. Oh, this is
Well, she didn't start it. Let's be clear. That's not what happened at all. He started it from the literal beginning.
this is what I'm saying, y'all. Y'all can't be going off of clips y'all see online. So
This doesn't do that much to change the narrative, to be honest with you. It doesn't justify his response regardless. She didn't start it. You incorrectly said that, even though we know he started it. It's like, you know, but you don't have to care that much. You don't have to care about every single thing people tell you to care about. I'm just saying.
from here,
Is it now?
I don't know. She said that she wants to boycott them if they don't ban the guy.
so you literally in the game,
Go.
right? You in the game.
Okay.
You said at least 4 times.
Asshole.
You said at least 4 times that you were unmuting this dude for content. You had him muted at the beginning of the game.
Okay.
Okay. Then you unmuted him for content.
Okay.
That's where you fucked up. You said it 4 times at least.
Okay.
You should have just left him muted.
That part's true, but then the question is like, who's more to blame, her or him? And that's like, the answer is him. He's more to blame. Like, that's the very simple answer to me. Where the fuck are we going?
And I know that's gonna sound bad to somebody, but if you, this is why I say it's important to ask for context.
Well, I think that the problem is that, like, coming from here, the context to me is like, yeah, I don't need to feel that bad for her, but he's still the primary aggressor and in the wrong. It sounds like the context to this guy might mean that this guy is innocent. And my question, and maybe I'm wrong, but if that is like your perspective, like, why do you think he's innocent? Why don't you think he's like the majority problem? You've identified that since you would have blocked him too, that he is a problem. So why are you so okay with that problem existing? And you could say like, well, it just happens. It is what it is. And I get that. But at the same time, like, you can advocate against that. Why wouldn't you want players that are like super toxic like that banned from your games? That's what I would say.
Because if you don't ask for context, shit just goes and nobody knows what really happened. She had him muted at the beginning of this game.
It's just so interesting that there's so much more expectations for her to act correctly over this other guy. It's very interesting. I think it's almost dehumanizing to the other guy. You have like incredibly low expectations for the way that he should behave. You know, so why put her at fault? It sounds like you're putting her at primary fault for this.
Because he was being stupid, which we can all admit he was being stupid.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah, so he's the primary problem.
I'm not mad.
And you should ban, and he should be banned. Like, yeah, ban him.
I'm okay. I just let him figure out. I'll keep him unmuted just for the content, but like.
But you said I'm gonna keep him unmuted just for the content.
Okay. I don't think that she thought the content was going to be, this guy's going to threaten to rape me. Like, I don't think that's the difference between those two things. But okay.
Like, yeah, it's the same. Like, get out of your
Sorry,
head. I'm
healer.
not mad. I'm okay. I just let him figure out. I'll keep him unmuted just for the content,
Oh, it
but
is,
like,
really.
yeah,
That's
it's
fucking, that's a cool.
that's a little annoying. 'Cause I
Okay.
So tell me again, you want to you want to keep him. You know he's not going to listen to anything you say, right? You want to help your
want
team.
cool plays, and I want
It's not even that he's not going to listen. He's going to troll.
to like help enable my team because I feel like I have some really good ways to counter these guys because they have no initiator. But I think we're just kind of.
Yeah, I mean, it also sounds like part of her is coming from, like, I really want to start winning my fucking games, but I keep getting trolled and it's pissing me off, and that's probably part of it's frustrating her, which I feel like all of us understand as, like, people who play competitive games before. That's why I don't play competitive games anymore, because I get too fucking frustrated. And then I probably end up being an inter.
Don't nobody, like, you could tell that they don't want to listen. After the first few minutes, they don't want to listen. That's it.
Okay.
It's not hard.
Oh, I'm chubbed up, dude.
Okay? Mute, then report them afterwards. Or matter of fact, you could report them in game.
Well, she did report them, and then she actively called for a very large report, we'll say. You know?
Right? And move on. That's it.
Yeah, that's what she did, though, right? She put it on Twitter. She's calling for a report, a very aggressive report. You know? Again, you seem to understand what's okay to ask for a report, so this is a form of a report. She's just using her platform to call the guy out. And now, like I don't feel bad for him. You know, I don't think that's an appropriate territory for a joke to go into. So
It's not hard. But then you unmuted them for the content, started going back and forth with them, and then you couldn't hang at the end. That's what it looks like.
Well, I don't. Okay, it's a little more than I couldn't. I mean, she didn't say I'm going to come to your house and rape you or something. She didn't go anywhere near the degree that he went to. Like, her trolling back was nowhere near it. Like, she was stupid to do troll back, but he still went to like a fucking preposterous degree, man. Like, she went, like, he took that and fucking ran with it. He took it as a license to do so.
And I know that sounds fucked up, but baby, not everybody has the same level of restraint that you may have.
Okay, they should though. People should have that. Like, what if I mean, like, how far do you go with that? Like, I'm gonna be a little disproportionate, but like, how far do you go with, like, not everybody's the same level of restraint. So sorry, someone raped you. It's like, I understand we're not in those territories because you didn't actually get raped though. But like, it's like, I don't know, why not have a higher expectation for restraint, like levels of restraint for people? Like, why be like, yeah, you know what? Not everybody's like, but this is a pretty big one. I mean, you know, it's a joke that's over. If you don't think that, this is what I would say. This is your best argument is, hey, I don't think that joke's over the line. Just say that. Be like, I don't think that joke's over. I do. But if you don't, just be like, I don't think that joke's over the line. I think it's ridiculous that she's called. Because that's what people are saying without saying. They're too afraid to say because they know it's fucked up. But what they really want to say is, I don't really think that joke is that bad, and I think that she's overreacting. If you feel that way, just say that. I'll disagree with you, but just say that. Just be like, I think that she's overreacting. I don't think that joke's that bad. Okay. Be like, I think that's par for the course. You're playing an online game. That's okay. It's acceptable. But it sounds like a lot of people are tiptoeing around that argument. Like, they're being a little cowardly, and they're not just like, yeah, I think that joke is fine, and like, she's overreacting. Just say that. This way we know where you stand. Like, it's much easier if you say something like that.
Some people are just gonna say shit because they know it gets folks riled up.
Sure, that's true. That doesn't mean that it's okay or that they should be able to do that. Like, what if instead of like saying that he's gonna rape her, what if he started calling her like the N-word with like a hard R, or calling you, like, would you be as in defense of it? Exact same scenario. Like, I don't know. I mean, maybe he would. Maybe he's a gamer and he doesn't care. I'm just saying, I feel like we know that there's a line. Where's your line? You know, your line might be at like slurs. You know, your line might be at particular events. Like, what is my line? I think I'm pretty comfortable with my line being at sexual assault. You know, so yeah. That is the question, brother.
I can't do it, bro. I'm sorry. I just
okay.
Playing these competitive games with people like that, it in some cases it does more harm than good, because see, it's like, you got to be careful. I can't say this. I can't do that. Or if they're already in a bad mood, so I'm gonna no, man.
What do you mean, man? He didn't just say, hey, you suck at the. If the guy had just said you suck at this game and she called for a deplatforming, we're in a different territory. But he was like, what are you talking about? Who's ever in the mood for, like, I don't know, man. Like, I feel like I'm not usually, like, that's so over the line. That's like just not a funny thing to say. Like, what are you talking about? Yeah, you know, normally I'm in the mood for you to say you're gonna rape me, but you know, today I'm just having a little bit of a rough day. Could you not say that? It's like, come on, man. Like, it's not just like a slightly over the line thing.
Man, fuck that.
All right, I'm getting this. I'm stealing this. I'm skinning him.
Once again, what he said was completely out of pocket. He was out of pocket.
Then why do you have this perspective? Because it sounds like you're running defense for him without like trying to co-sign it, because you know that it's fucked up.
However, you knew he was going to be out of pocket.
Okay. I mean, your best argument is that he alluded to didn't he allude to like a rape joke originally? So like, but still, nah, it's over the line. Just ban this guy. He should be banned. I don't care.
Beginning. You knew he was going to be out of pocket from the beginning of the game.
Okay.
From right here, you knew he was going to be out of pocket.
I guess.
When you were complaining about your stuff and you heard him do this, you should have already known that it was going to be one of those games.
I guess. It's a lot of pressure to put on her.
And I know that may not sound like
like that's the thing, is he's like, yeah, you know, he is wrong, but you know what? You need to act perfectly. That's what he's saying. Like, you gotta, like, you're putting a little too much on her. Like, it's weird. It just comes off as very bizarre.
Your friends will tell you, or this, that, and the third, but come on now, let's just be fucking for real.
I guess.
Sometimes you gotta be a little bit preemptive. Okay? Let them have their little shit.
Why? Why let him throw a temper tantrum? That's what he's doing.
Keep them on mute.
Okay.
You would have made your case.
I just disagree. I don't think that you should have to keep people on mute. It's part of the game, especially a competitive game, to do calls and plays, and she wants to like rank up. She's taking it very seriously. If you want to say she's taking it too seriously and she's a nerd, that's fine, but
it's stronger if you would have just left them on mute. And then after the game, they would have kept talking shit, let them.
Okay.
So from here, that's where the fuck up was. And then you go in there, you mute them, and then you unmute them for content.
Okay. I don't think the content she meant was this though. So.
Not to mention you was already in a bad mental state as it was coming in the game.
Oh, she was definitely coming.
But hey, that's just my personal opinion. You don't have to like it or you don't have to agree with it.
Okay. Yeah, I don't.
But like I said, that's what.
Like, he doesn't seem like a bad guy. I just disagree with his perspective. I think he's running too much defense for him, and not like that's just what it feels like. He's still too charitable to this guy.
The mute block is for. Telling people that they shouldn't play their games because they said mean things to you on the internet isn't it. Just saying.
Okay.
She had every opportunity, as I thought she did. She had every opportunity.
It's so interesting, though, because, like, from my perspective, like, again, I understand people wanting to play competitive games, and comms are part of a competitive game. So if they're accessible to you, they're accessible to the other team as well. And you not having the ability to utilize your comms, to me, it takes away from part of the game that could be the make or break. I mean, it sounds like she's high up there in the ranking, and that's like something that makes a lot of sense for her to want to use the comms, but he's fucking that up by not wanting to use them. And I don't know, just like having to mute somebody and not use your comms, it just seems, I don't know, counterintuitive to the competitive experience, and I would get it. I would get being frustrated about that.
Opportunity to block him. She shouldn't even have talked to the dude. If she saw that she was trying to make a call and it wasn't going, he wasn't listening, that's a mute. Fuck it. I'm not listening to you. Okay. Figure it out.
You think he said this kind of stuff before? Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I've said this kind of stuff before. Like, I'm not a good guy. I used to say wild toxic shit on the internet. Like, back when I used to say it, like, it's fucked up, but I just didn't care, like, as much. And now I'm, like, a little older. I'm a little, like, more empathetic, I would say, to other people. And it's like, yeah, I never should have said that in the first place. Like, it's not a good thing to say, right? Clap for me. Clap for me.
Not hard. It may not be what you want to hear or what anybody else wants to hear in this gaming space, but tough titty at this point.
Yeah, I kind of just disagree. I mean, I think Riot should do something about it, and then I guess tough titty to you too. It just feels like a gaming culture that's not particularly good for the game. It's going to push people away. I guess you could argue the edgelords will get pushed away too, but I don't really care about them too.
Once again, and I'll say it again, because people act like they don't want to listen. Because they don't like what's being told to them. What old boy said was wrong.
Okay.
What old boy said was foul.
I guess the question is, so do you think that it's justifiable for him to get banned? Because I haven't seen you say that yet. Like, what's the issue with what she said on Twitter then? Like, what problem do you have with what she said on Twitter? Is my question. Like, because the only thing, what's the issue? It sounds like you don't, like, do you think that she doesn't have, like, a reason to ask for a ban? Do you think that she's just an annoying woman based, right? What's the problem? Like, what is it that you're critiquing? It sounds like what you're saying is it's not that big of a deal what happened to her, even though you're like, well, it was pretty bad. It was pretty foul what he said, and it's like, but what is your goal? When in this fight, what is your goal in the fight? That's always, like, that's what's your goal? What's your dog in the race here? What are you rooting for? It sounds like you're being a little indirect.
But it only got that way because you kept entertaining him.
Okay. Jesus Christ, dude. This guy's wild. Okay. I just don't, you're going to struggle when you, does this guy have a girlfriend or anything? Or like a wife? Is this guy, I'm not trying to be rude, like, listen, I don't know, man. This is a tough take. Like, have you ever tried communicating this to, like, a woman that, like, you kind of asked for somebody to just make rape jokes about you, is what you're saying? Like, yeah, you kind of asked for it. Like, I don't know how many women are going to empathize with that. And you don't have to care, but, like, that's the thing. Is there some behavior that's, like, usually less in line with getting pussy, and this is one of them, and from, like, a different perspective, like, listen, I've made inappropriate jokes like this around my wife, and she's like, don't do that. Like, it's not funny. I don't think it's funny. And that was enough for me to be like, oh, that's kind of fucked up. Like, that is, this was, like, a longer time ago. Actually, to be honest with you, it was like she would make the joke first, because, I don't want to be specific about it. But then I would be, and she's like, that's not funny from you. You don't have anything. It's not your thing to joke about, I was like, oh, fuck, okay, good point. I gotta stop. That makes me feel stupid. Yeah, man. I don't know, just not funny. Especially directed at somebody, targeted. I don't know.
For the content.
What the fuck is this?
Remember, you unmuted him for the content. You should have kept him muted.
Oh shit!
That's all
Does
I'm
this
saying.
guy need this?
All right, y'all. That's gonna be it for me.
think.
And I want to know what you guys think. All right.
He
I'll be
needs the
catching you
power.
guys on the next time.
Shit. Okay, it's all yours.
Peace and God bless.
All right, God bless, man. Good luck with your career, I guess. I don't know. I'm not saying like. I'm just saying I don't know. Okay.